Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the circulation of the blood in the heart. Yesterday I have told already the structure of the heart and the different chambers present in the heart. Now today we are going to study about the circulation of blood in the heart. Now, depending on the course of the blood flow or blood circulation, there are four types of circulation in our body. The systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, coronary circulation and the portal circulation. So four types of circulations are present in our body, that is in human body. Depending on the course of the blood circulation means depending on the movement of the blood in the blood vessels. So there are four types: the systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, coronary and the portal circulation. So four types of movement of blood we can see in the human beings. The first one, today we are going to study the first one, that is the systemic circulation. The systemic circulation involves the blood supply to all parts of the body except lungs. So you must remember in this one, the systemic circulation involves the movement of blood or the circulation of the blood to all parts of the body except lungs. The blood will not go to the lungs. So here in this circulation, the left side of the heart is responsible. This left side of the left side of the heart, which is very much responsible for this type of circulation. The oxygenated blood received from the lungs passes from the left auricle to the left ventricle, and when the ventricle contracts, the blood is forced or pumped into the aorta. So the blood from the pulmonary veins, here these are the pulmonary veins which open in the left auricle. They bring the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Oxygenated blood from lungs. So these four pulmonary veins which bring the blood from the lungs is purified or oxygenated. So this oxygenated blood is received in the left ventricle, left auricle by the pulmonary veins. Four pulmonary veins will be there. So these four pulmonary veins, they come from the lungs and they pour the blood in the left auricle. From the left auricle, when it contracts, the blood goes to the left ventricle. There is a perfect separation. I have already told in the structure of the heart. The four chambers are completely separated by the septum. This is the intra-auricular septum and this is the intraventricular septum. So these four chambers are completely separated. The mixing of blood doesn't take place here. So the blood from the left auricle is pushed into the left ventricle by the contraction of the auricle. When these ventricles are contracted, the pure blood which is present in the left ventricle is forced inside the aorta, which is guarded by bicuspid valve. So the blood moves in the aorta ascends and gives rise to three blood arteries. They are called as left subclavian, right subclavian and carotid artery. I will explain about that one later. Then it takes a turn. It bends downwards behind the heart. It bends back downwards behind the heart and it continues behind the heart and comes out in the lower part. and moves up to the feet. Downwardly it moves. The carotid artery takes the blood to the brain region or the head region. The left subclavian takes the blood to the left side of the arm. The left subclavian artery, this is the right one, right subclavian artery takes the blood to the right side. So the anterior portion of the human body is supplied by these three arteries of the aorta, and downwards it moves down and down and supplies the blood to different parts of the body. The aorta begins at the upper part of the left ventricle, ascends upwards for a short way, and then takes a turn backwards and left. It descends down behind the heart and passes through thoracic cavity, diaphragm, and downward in the abdominal cavity, where it divides into right and left common iliac arteries. Throughout the length of the aorta, it branches of arteries which again branch and rebranch to form the arterioles and capillaries, which distribute blood to the different tissues. The capillaries have only one layer of flat endothelial layer or the cells, wherein oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients and the waste materials are exchanged. The capillaries drain into venules which unite to form the veins. In the veins, the blood from the upper part of the body is drained by the large vein, the superior vena cava, and the lower blood from the lower part of the body is drained by the inferior vena cava. These two veins carry deoxygenated blood back to the right auricle of the heart. So, the blood is supplied by the aorta, and the venous blood is collected from the different parts of the body in the lower side and brought by the inferior vena cava, and from the anterior portion, that is from the head and the arms, the venous blood is brought by the superior vena cava. So these two major blood veins which bring all the blood and pour into the right auricle or in the heart, right side of the heart. So here the openings are there, and impure blood or the deoxygenated blood is brought by inferior vena cava from the posterior side or the lower side, and the superior vena cava from the upper side. So the blood is received by right auricle of the heart. Now this is described again. Once again I will describe this one by the chart. You must remember this chart. This is very important, in which you can see the perfect circulation, the complete circulation, that is the systemic circulation. From the heart, aorta takes the blood, pure blood. The heart pumps the blood through the aorta, and the aorta divides into arteries, further arteries, then arterioles, then capillaries. These capillaries goes to tissues, their exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, and exchange of nutrients, exchange of waste materials takes place. Gases, nutrients and waste, all these things. Now from the tissue, the venous blood, the deoxygenated blood, is received by venules. Venules will receive the deoxygenated blood, and the venules combine to form the veins. These veins again combine to form the major, superior and inferior vena cava veins, and the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava come back to the heart, that is the right auricle. Right auricle. They come to the right auricle. So this is the complete circulation of the blood, that is the systemic circulation. The blood from the heart is pumped into the aorta. Then this blood goes into arteries. The aorta is divides into arteries, and these arteries to arterioles. So the blood moves like this only and comes to the capillary. Then later, at last, the blood comes to the tissues. So in the tissues, the gaseous exchange takes place, nutrient exchange takes place, and the waste exchange takes place. The waste is given out in the blood, nitrogenous waste. The gases are exchanged, that is the oxygen is taken in, carbon dioxide is given out, and the nutrients are absorbed by the tissues. So then this blood becomes the venous blood, that is the deoxygenated blood, because oxygen is absorbed already. So it becomes the deoxygenated. This blood goes to the venules. Venules receive the deoxygenated blood from the tissues. These venules combine from the veins to the superior and inferior vena cava, and these superior and inferior vena cava come to the right side of the heart again. So this is the complete circulation of the blood, which is called as systemic circulation. The systemic circulation takes place in the left side of the heart. You must remember, the left side of the heart, that is the left auricle and the left ventricle, are responsible for this, and they pump the blood in the aorta, and aorta supplies to all the parts of the body. So this is about the systemic circulation. Now coming to the pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation. The blood in the pulmonary circulation, the venous blood is collected in the right side of the heart, and this venous blood should be pumped to the lungs for purification. It should be pumped, that venous blood should be pumped to the pulmons for purification. So the blood should be purified again. The circulation goes on. The purification takes place. The deoxygenation takes place. Again the blood comes to the lungs for purification. Again the purified blood is brought to the heart. So pulmonary circulation involves the purification of the blood in the lungs. It carries blood to and from the lungs. The blood is carried to the lungs for purification, and after purification the blood is carried back to the heart for pumping. So this is the pulmonary circulation. Now the chart is like this: superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. From these two, the blood comes to the heart. That is, the venous blood comes to the heart. From the heart, it goes to the pulmonary trunk. From pulmonary trunk, it moves to the right and left pulmonary arteries. From these right and left pulmonary arteries, it comes to the lungs. From lungs, the four veins, pulmonary veins, arise and bring to the heart. So this is the chart for the pulmonary circulation. The blood from the posterior side is brought by inferior vena cava. The venous blood, after deoxygenation from the tissues, the blood is brought by the veins and the major veins combined to form the inferior vena cava in the posterior side, from the posterior side. And this inferior vena cava opens in the right side of the heart. Inferior vena cava opens in the right side of the heart. That pours the blood in the right side of the heart. Likewise, the superior vena cava brings the venous blood from superior part of the body, that is the heart, chest, then arms. So from all superior part, the blood comes, venous blood is collected by the superior vena cava and it is poured in the right auricle, here in the right auricle. So the blood comes in the heart. Now this heart, when the blood is, when the right auricle is contracted, the blood moves in the right ventricle. When the right ventricle is contracted, the blood rushes into the pulmonary trunk. This is the pulmonary trunk. So this pulmonary trunk receives the venous blood. So from where it moves up and branches into two branches, that is the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery. Left and right pulmonary. Left pulmonary artery goes to the left lung and the right pulmonary artery goes to the right lungs. So the blood is brought to the lungs. Then in the lungs, the respiration takes place, the inspiration, the expiration. During inspiration, the oxygen is absorbed inside and the gaseous exchange takes place between the blood capillaries and the alveoli. In the alveoli, the exchange of gases takes place. The exchange of gases takes place. The oxygen is given out in the blood. The carbon dioxide is absorbed in the blood. So this, in the lungs. And from the lungs, the blood, the carbon dioxide is expelled out during expiration. So here the purification takes place in the lungs. This purified blood is taken up by 4 pulmonary veins, 2 from each lungs. 4 pulmonary veins, and these 4 pulmonary veins, they come to the left side of the auricle and open here. The pure blood or the oxygenated blood is brought to the left auricle for further pumping. So now the blood is purified and brought to the left auricle by the pulmonary veins, not the arteries. Pulmonary veins. Here it is exception, I will tell you. So the blood comes here to the left auricle. I will explain the chart. The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, they bring the blood to the right side of the heart, right auricle of the heart. And from the heart, the blood is pumped in the pulmonary trunk. From the pulmonary trunk, it goes to the right and the left pulmonary arteries. The venous blood moves in the arteries, pulmonary arteries. So from there, it comes to the lungs for purification. Here, the oxygenation takes place, and this oxygenated blood is brought by the pulmonary veins. 4 pulmonary veins comes out from the lungs, 2 from the right side, 2 from the left side. So these 4 veins, pulmonary veins, they come out from the lungs and bring back to the heart. The lungs give the oxygenated or the purified blood to the heart, and it is brought by the pulmonary veins. This heart, here in the heart, the left auricle receives the pulmonary veins, and through which the oxygenated blood comes from the lungs to the heart. And again the pulmonary systemic circulation starts. So this is all about the pulmonary circulation. This is all about the pulmonary circulation. Now, the pulmonary circulation it involves the purification of the blood in the lungs. It carries the blood to and from the lungs. The impure venous blood from the upper part of the body is brought by the superior vena cava, and the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body is brought by the superior vena cava. Likewise, from the lower side of the body, that is the posterior part, the venous blood is brought by the inferior vena cava. They all come to the heart. The deoxygenated blood from the right auricle passes into the right ventricle through auriculoventricular opening, which is guarded by the tricuspid valve. When it contracts, the ventricle contract, then the blood is pumped into the right. When the ventricle is contracted, the blood is pumped into the pulmonary trunk. The blood is brought to the lungs for purification or oxygenation by the branches of pulmonary trunk, that is the pulmonary arteries. So in the lungs, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place between blood in the lung capillaries and the air present in the air sacs or the alveoli across the membranes of both capillaries and alveoli. The lung capillaries carrying oxygenated blood join to form venules and pulmonary veins. 4 large pulmonary veins, 2 from each lung, bring the oxygenated blood back to the heart and empty in the left auricle, completing the circuit. In the pulmonary circulation, this is very important point. In the pulmonary circulation, the pulmonary arteries carry deoxygenated blood towards the lungs for purification, and pulmonary veins bring oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart for pumping to different parts of the body. So here the exception is there. The arteries are veins, veins are arteries. So these arteries, left pulmonary arteries, they take the deoxygenated blood for purification to the lungs, and the oxygenated blood from the lung is brought to the heart by pulmonary veins, not the arteries. The oxygenated blood from the lungs is brought towards the heart, or they empty this blood in the left auricle through the pulmonary veins. So this is all about the pulmonary circulation. Coming to the coronary circulation. The heart is an organ which works throughout the life. You know, I have already told, when the life starts, then the heart starts its working. When it stops, the life is stopped. So, for this purpose, 24 hours throughout the life, the heart should work. It has to pump, it has to beat, it has to compress and relax, compress and relax, compress and relax every time. So for this purpose, it needs higher energy and oxygen. So the heart supplies the blood to all parts of the body, to all parts of the body. What about the heart then? Heart also receives the blood, purified blood, and the venous blood is back to again to the heart, because heart needs energy. The blood contains oxygen and the nutrients, and this purified blood or the oxygenated blood should be supplied to the tissues of the heart for their continuous working. Ample of work is there for the heart. For that purpose, they are made up of specialized type of tissue, that is cardiac tissue. I have already told. Cardiac tissues are very specialized type of tissues which work throughout their life. So for that purpose, they need oxygen and nutrients. And this is coronary circulation. Means the blood supply to the heart itself. The heart itself receives the blood and supplies to all parts of the heart, that is all the tissues, cardiac tissues, and then it takes the energy and absorbs the nutrients, absorbs the oxygen for energy release. So for all this part, coronary circulation is there. So for coronary circulation, I will explain you. So, these are coronary sinuses. Left coronary artery. This is the right coronary artery. And these are all branches, coronary branches. So the blood to the heart is supplied by the coronary arteries to all parts of the body. So coronary sinus, or it is also called as aortic sinus. Aortic sinus are the 2 points from where the arteries, coronary arteries, they arise. It is the circulation involving the blood supply to the heart itself. The heart gets oxygen and nutrients by the circulation in which 2 arteries, the right and the left coronary artery and their branches are involved. Coronary arteries are the first branches of the aorta. So this aorta here gives rise to the coronary artery. The first branches of the aorta are called coronary arteries, left side and the right side, 2 arteries. At the beginning of the ascending aorta, there are 2 dilations or swellings. There are 2 dilations of the swelling called aortic sinuses, from which these arteries arise. They are called as coronary arteries because they encircle the base of the ventricle like a crown. So these 2 coronary arteries, right and left arteries, they encircle the heart. They completely encircle the heart like a crown or ಕಿರೀಟ ಅಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಿರೀಟ, ಕ್ರೌನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಕಿರೀಟ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ವೆಂಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಿರೀಟ ಇಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಿರೀಟ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ರೌನ್ and that name has given to this artery, that is the coronary artery. Now, because they encircle the base of the ventricle like a crown, the right coronary artery supplies blood to the right auricle, right ventricle, interventricular septum, sino-auricular node. So this is the right one. It supplies to the right auricle, right ventricle, and septa, right auriculoventricular septums, and to the anterior part and the posterior part, both parts, right side, completely right side, and sino-auricular nodes, which are the pacemakers, which generate the electric signals for contraction. For immediate contraction of the heart, it should not. It is not necessary to receive the messages from the brain, because it takes time for contraction. For that purpose, the heart is having its own arrangement, that is the sinus nodes, sino-auricular node and sino-ventricular nodes are there. Here the nodes are there. Sino-auricular node, which is a cluster of cells and gives the messages to the auricle and ventricles for contraction. It gives the messages, immediate messages to the heart when it has to contract, when it has to release or relax. So this electric messages are given by the nodes, sino-auricular nodes and sino-ventricular nodes, and they are called as pacemakers, natural pacemakers, from where the signals come. Now it also supplies to the parts of the left auricle, left ventricle, that is the right one, and the left coronary artery supplies blood to the left auricle, left ventricle and interventricular septum and part of the right auricle. The venous blood of the heart is mainly collected by veins and then drained into the coronary sinus. From this sinus, the blood is poured into the left auricle. So the impure blood is poured again back. The pure blood is received by the coronary artery and supplied to all parts of the heart, and the venous blood is collected and poured into the right auricle. This is about the coronary circulation. Now the last is portal circulation. Portal circulation, in which the group of veins that bring from capillary network and end in another capillary network without first going back to the heart. All the veins should go back to the heart and they should pour the venous blood inside the heart. But here in the portal system, what happens, the veins which branch out into small venules into the different parts of the body, and then they again, the next point again receives the oxygenated or the nutrient rich blood by the veins again, venules again. Then these venules, they join together to form the major veins, and these veins go to the inferior vena cava and then to the lungs, heart. So this is all about the portal circulation. This portal circulation is found in the liver. So it is hepatic portal system. There are different types of portal systems in our body. That is the renal portal system. When excretion comes, I will explain about that one. So renal is there. Then in the kidney also the portal system is there. That is renal portal system. And this is the liver hepatic portal system. It is the circulation of the blood through the liver by portal vein. In this circulation, the blood from the stomach, pancreas, spleen, small and large intestine is collected by portal vein and carries to the liver. So here, number of organs are there. Different organs are there. For example, spleen, stomach, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, and colon, and the digestive tract, complete tract, from where the blood is collected. And brought to the liver. This is liver. These are digestive organs. So, the blood from the digestive organ is